Yeah. 10. All right, here we go. Count us in and point at me. Speed, agility, precision. Flag football is the fastest growing format of the American football game, and Australia's best are here to prove why. Kate Allman here alongside T-Mac, Tommy McMillan of the Any Given Sunday podcast, and it's Championship Monday here in Sydney. It's Australia's National Flag Football Championship, the biggest day on the calendar for flag football, and a chance to crown our new national champions for 2025. Now, there are some teams we've seen before, and there'll be no surprise to you, no surprise to any of us here, that Queensland are going to feature prominently in the final. We have the finals coming up now. It is the men's up first, followed by the women's. In the women's, it'll be New South Wales against Queensland, and in the men's, it's a rematch of last year's final, T-Mac. It is the Northern Queenslanders, the Irukandji, against the Queenslanders, the Sun Devils. Who's your pick so far?
Ooh, I like the upset. I reckon Irukandji boys are going to come out. I've heard a bit of mail from the other players who have played against them, so I think Irukandji could come out and actually cause a bit of an upset.
It will be fascinating to see how it unfolds. As I mentioned earlier, there's been 2 days of competition, 180 players across 15 teams, and they're all here for one goal. That is that national championship trophy. The Irukandji, you say, the Smoky, Queensland, the reigning champions, the men's Sun Devils, 2 quarterbacks that everyone should be watching. Know the name of Jared Stegman. Instagram is his Instagram name. And, of course, the quarterback we know and love, Bart Foley, who represented the green and gold in Finland. Of those 2, who would you say has an advantage?
Well, I think Jared Stegman's played quite well in the last 2 days, which is awesome to see. Obviously, Bart Foley, having that experience, is going to come out and help him. But the fact that there's 2 quarterbacks on each team also is going to help. So I think whichever one plays well and then their offsider is able to help them, could go a long way to winning this game.
We often see the double quarterback move, and that allows for more looks and more options. Plenty of wide receivers to watch out for too. Obviously, so much stardom on the field and off the field. We've got us. We've got Danny Webb, sideline. He'll be reporting on all of the conditions all day. It's going to be men's final first and then women's final next. We can see if Queensland might go back-to-back. Of course, they won both last year. But right now, let's check in with the third member of our team, Danny Webb. How are the conditions looking where you are?
So the conditions are looking quite nice out here. It was a little bit of a dewy morning this morning, but it's significantly better now, dried up. I've been chatting to the players all day, had the opportunity to chat to both Bart and Jared, both the quarterbacks for either side. Both just saying that out there it's going well, both going into this very, very confident. I've had the honour as well of chatting with Liam Price. Part of the benefits of being able to be on the ground, getting to chat to absolutely everyone down there. Liam is very, very confident that they're going to come back out and go back-to-back champions. But I'm almost on the side with T-Mac. Speaking to a lot of people, boots on the ground, everyone's almost rooting for an upset here. So it'll be very interesting to see how these 2 teams come out. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, and it's going to be super high energy. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one all unfolds.
Thank you, Danny. We look forward to hearing your updates all afternoon. Danny's going to be sidelining and he'll have a chat with some of the players at halftime and full-time. And we are thrilled to be bringing you the Australian National Flag Football Championships from Sydney. Blacktown International Sports Park is the venue. We're about to watch a rematch of last year's grand final. Again, Kate Allman alongside you, the voice of football down under, and the Any Given Sunday podcast, boys. We're watching the Queenslanders warm up now. How do you like the look of the Queensland receiving corps?
Yeah, both sides. Both sides are going to be awesome out there. We just had the Irukandji in front of us in the last game, and it was the wide receiver call that kind of blew South Australia away. So I do like the look of the Irukandji boys coming out.
Well, I'm looking down the team list, and of course there are so many to note. Brodie Robinson for the Irukandji is one of the best, but also, you know, Jack Boggs on defence, a crucial one. Shale Coranda made some clutch catches in the previous game. This Irukandji side had only just 1 hour of break, and they're back into the final. And I think that was the case with the other team too. So they've had just short breaks, 2 days of competition. It's also about how the body holds up, T-Mac.
Yeah, the bodies will be sore, and I've spoken to a few of the guys that have come off and that are not playing now, and they're all saying how sore they are feeling. So depending on who can kind of push through that pain, and you know, that's the prize at the end.
So it's the Irukandjis representing Northern Queensland. We saw them last year named the Northern All-Stars because it was a hybrid team of the Northern Territory and Queenslanders. This year they've gone full Queensland. There they are going out onto the park now. In the white shirts is the Irukandji, Northern Queenslanders, coached by Brendan McGurk. And the maroon, all maroon colours are going to be worn by the Queensland Sun Devils, coached by Seb Ruiz, who is an outstanding player in his own right. Couldn't get the citizenship in time to play for this tournament, but is still chasing down that position on the Australian team. Seb Ruiz, great to have him coaching though. Great to have him on the sideline as we watch the teams take their places. We get set in our places, and this is going to be a good one, T-Mac.
Absolutely, can't wait for it. Let's hope it is as close as it was last year, coming down to the final play.
So to set it up for you, it's the Queensland Sun Devils with the first possession, and it is Bart Foley at quarterback, wearing the all skins under the uniform. He's going to take the ball first, and the Sun Devils a chance to go up first. Instead, they use the double quarterback move and go out wide to the right. First reception made by Mitchell Turner, a national champion last year. And that second quarterback is number 12, Philip Kern. He was a national champion in 2023 and 24. He often is utilised in that sideways snap. And Foley and Kern together make an incredible 1-2 punch. Luke Edwards is the receiver on the left. Watch out for him. Kern's got the ball again. Gone back to Mitchell Turner. They just run it back, and that worked out. End up with the ball at the 20-yard line, 5 yards out from halfway.
I know that Kern is the backup quarterback, for lack of a better term, but he has an absolute rocket as well.
It's an interesting sort of label, the backup quarterback, because in flag, it's often the second quarterback is just as useful as the first. Foley, time to throw. The rush was coming. What a spiral. That's a throw and a half. A little too long for Luke Edwards, the mustache from the north, to collect. But a nice move, and you know what? Interesting one too. If you're new to the flag football format of the game, you have to get to halfway to get a fresh set of downs. So the first down is at halfway, then 4 more downs to get into the end zone. And with 2 downs there on the board, they opted for the chance to take a long shot, T-Mac. Now they can go short and hopefully get the 5 yards necessary. Mason Field is at centre. He snaps the ball to Foley. Foley, got to move quickly. Oh, that's knocked away. A defensive stop made by Joshua Perrin, DB with the Northern All-Stars last year, and plays tackle gridiron for the reigning premiers, the Bayside Ravens in Queensland. That's a crucial play. They turn the ball over, and the drive is stopped early in this game.
Huge defensive play there, just not letting them get any momentum and get through that halfway.
So now we get a look at the other quarterback. It is the reigning national champion. It's Stegman, not national champion, but that is a huge throw. And we can see early on why Stegman has come into the flag format. Flags thrown. Stegman, a reigning premier with the Bayside Ravens in the gridiron tackle format of the game. He didn't play last year's flag football championship. I had a chat with him earlier. Wasn't necessarily interested in flag football until he saw the standard of talent last year. Decided he'd take the pads off, keep the cleats on, and get into flag football. This year you can see how much value he's added to this Northern Queensland side. Stegman, time to throw. It's first down, and just easy as they come. Matt Barbara, who missed last year's championship with injury. He is back and better than ever. He scores the first for the Queensland Sun Devils.
And you can see on the replay here that great route running and just open up a nice hole, and easy as you like.
found himself in an acre of space, and that's unlikely to occur very often against Brad Howard, who's defending him. It's again, they run it back. Matt Barbara beats Howard to the ball 2 times, and 7 points in favour of the Irukandji.
You're right there. Brad Howard, not only an offensive weapon, he's huge on defence too. So to be able to get one over him is a good start.
So it is the Irukandji, the Northern Queenslanders, that are on top early. Last year's final was a back-and-forth battle between these two sides. The Sun Devils will take possession now. Foley try to get back in the game. Instead, they go to their second quarterback, and the same move that we've seen earlier, Mitchell Turner on the right sideline as Philip Kern makes the throw. Philip Kern, one of the original players that started the fast-growing flag football format in Queensland. He plays for the club team Vipers, and the club format of the game in Queensland is absolutely buzzing right now. If you aren't playing and you're in Queensland, definitely get around it because there is some talent up there. It's a hotbed. So we can see 2 Queensland teams line up in the grand final. Foley to the air, way downtown, and it's caught. He's still got room to move. I think he went out of bounds, but Luke Edwards with a clutch catch early in this match.
Edwards is so good at using his height and getting up and meeting the ball at the highest point, and he's definitely one that you can just lob it up down there and see what happens.
He's got an AFL background. He's played tackle gridiron. He was part of the undefeated team in the earlier tournament this year, Capture the Flag. Gronkett, who won the tournament and went undefeated. He is a real weapon to have on your offense, and you can see why with catches like that. Here they go, first down, 15 out from the end zone. Fakes the handoff, goes forward instead through Mitchell Turner. Mitchell Turner turns the Jets on and turns downtown. He stopped at the 2.
That was actually a pretty good job to actually stop him there. He was turning his hips, keeping those flags away, but just did enough to get that flag.
Well, Mitchell Turner, who plays gridiron for the Gold Coast Stingrays, showing he can mix it with the best in the flag football format as well. Rare to see the Queensland Sun Devils down. 2nd and 2. Foley to the second quarterback, Kern. He's got to loft it into the air and no one's home. But there's a flag on the play. Went in the way of Luke Edwards. Edwards got tangled up with the defender there, and the referee is going to mark it closer, half the distance. Looks like they're still having a conversation, in fact, as to whose penalty it is. So 3rd down, and they will play it from the 2. First half of the National Championship game in men's flag football in Australia. Sun Devils chasing the game. Foley at quarterback. The national quarterback. He finds his man, Luke Edwards. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
Again, Edwards just using that height, getting the hands up nice and high, and it's very hard to defend when you're 7, 8 foot in the air.
So in flag football, we do have points after touchdown. The opportunity to go for 1 is taken from the 5-yard. The opportunity to go for a 2-point conversion from the 10. Here the Sun Devils are going for 2. Taking it from the 10. Long snap back to Foley. Foley's got a long throw to make, and it's batted away by Joshua Perrin. That's a star move for a star defensive back.
Crucial play. I've always been big about making sure that you get those extra points. The Sun Devils, 9 times out of 10, they back themselves, go for the 2 points. Let's hope it doesn't turn around to bite them at the end.
So 1 point the difference, and it is the point after touchdown that made the difference. Here we go with Stegman back in quarterback, finds Barbara. Nice conversion. They move the sticks up to 10 yards or 11 out from halfway. This national championship game has huge implications. By the way, Team Mac, there's going to be a series later on in the year for Australia against the USA football team. And it is a major stepping stone on the road to LA as Stegman makes a completion again down the left sideline to Mitch Bessie. Flag on the play, though.
Looks like it was against the offense as well, so the ball's coming back.
That's unfortunate. It was a really nice dart thrown to Mitch Bessie, who plays alongside Stegman for the Bayside Ravens in that tackle gridiron team that won the Queensland Championship late last year. Stegman backed up into his own end zone. The rush is coming, had to get rid of it. Finds Matt Barbara in an acre of space. Barbara gets downfield, finds the first down, plus 5 yards.
Genuinely was in an acre of space there. You can see he created space straight off the line. It was a perfect, well drawn up play. Well, that acre of space and plenty of yards after the catch.
Got to applaud the defensive rush by Casey Allen of the Sun Devils. He actually played with the Northern All-Stars last year and he was selected to the Australian squad. Now he's playing on the opposing Queensland side. The rusher, Stegman. Rush coming, gets over the top, finds his man. It's Shale Coranda, was looking for the end zone, had to tiptoe along the sideline. He's marked short at the 7.
Getting plenty of chunk yards every time they've got the ball here.
Second down and 7. Second down and goal for Stegman and his Irukandji. What can he conjure up? Rush coming, goes right, deep in the end zone, it's caught! What a catch! Aaron Howard, the brother of Brad Howard, a former national champion. He had the game-sealing interception in last year's final, and here he is early in this final, making plays.
Good interception there. Really read the quarterback's eyes well.
So that's crushing for the Irukandji, who went all the way downfield and will go home with nothing after that drive. Sun Devils take over again, but Foley backed up into his end zone, sideways to Kern. Oh, is he sacked? I don't think so. He got rid of it in time, and the catch was nearly there. Fingertip drop by Jaden Paludin.
Phil Kern seems to be having a lot of the ball early.
I'm certain that's part of the game plan for this Sun Devils. Surely every team prepares to defend Foley, but when you've got Phil Kern there able to throw just as well, it makes difficult chaos for the defensive coordinators. So Mason Field is at center for the Sun Devils. Gets it back to Foley. Foley in the face of the rush from Robinson. Moves the sticks via Luke Edwards. Crowd building here in Sydney. Blacktown International Sports Park. It's the Flag National Championship. And selections will be made off the back of this tournament for the green and gold, the Australian side. Sideways again, snap, and then the lateral to Foley. Foley has time. He directs traffic in front of him. He's going to go himself. Foley uses his legs to get the first down. Great run by Foley. He's not only got an arm, he's certainly got legs, and the pace picked up just a notch there. First down to the Sun Devils.
He held onto the ball for quite a while there, but opened up in front of him and just took the space that he was given.
So the Sun Devils consult the playbook, march up to the line of scrimmage, and it's Mason Field who's going to snap it back to Foley. Once more, Foley with a dart to the sideline. Luke Edwards secures the catch to move the sticks. Second down, Sun Devils. A long huddle. This must be an important play. Look to the end zone. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. And fascinating to see that Brad Howard has not featured on offense yet, despite the 2 drives already. Field snaps. Foley looks, end zone. There it is. And Edwards comes down with it. He went up in the air against Adric McLeod, one of the defensive back champions for the Irukandji. But it's Edwards who wins the battle. The Sun Devils are 2 scores up.
You can see that AFL background coming out there, just leaping up high and using the hands, even when the ball dropped below his eyes, still be able to find the ball was huge.
So now the point after touchdown, they're going to go for 2 once more. They did this earlier and it didn't work out. Love to get 2 here. Foley with a long snap. It's a wobbler too, has to put it away quickly, and that's as easy as it comes. So Mitchell Turner secures the 2-point conversion, and the Sun Devils make themselves known as the offensive powerhouse they were last year.
I reckon the pressure's on the Sun Devils, though. Everyone's expecting them to come out. They've won it last year. Irukandji's going to come and play with a bit more freedom, being the underdogs that they are coming into this game.
Jared Stegman back on the field, comes under centre for a quick throw out to the left sideline, finds O'Shaughnessy. He tiptoes away from the defence and marches the sticks up. 11 out from the first down. Take a look at Jaden Paludin on the defence. He's got a bandage wrapped around his head, wearing number 1 for the Sun Devils. Seen some action already. Seeing action now is Stegman, again with O'Shaughnessy. Another completion, another yardage gain. It's 5 to the first down. 3rd and 5. Stegman looks straight down the field, goes through the middle. It's Tyrese Paul, makes the catch. He's played with the Northern All-Stars last year, in the championship game last year as well. Plenty of these players have a bit of a chip on their shoulder from last year. That loss against the Queensland Sun Devils still hurts. I think they've come out with a point to prove, Tommy.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that did hurt last year, speaking to a lot of them, and they do want to come out, and a little bit of redemption would be nice.
So Stegman with a first down, whole field in front of him. Goes backwards, O'Shaughnessy. Can he throw just as well? He can. Matt Barbara's there to catch it. Collected, and the flag dropped by Colin Kugler.
That's the first time we've seen O'Shaughnessy in the backfield. I reckon they like the height that he has in the wide receiving game. So they might not see much of him in the backfield as we did in the last game.
Well, O'Shaughnessy was a backup quarterback for Foley in Finland at the World Championships last year. So he certainly knows what he's doing. He's got a rugby league background. Just recently turned 21 in Vegas. Happy birthday. Love to celebrate with a championship here. 2nd down. Stegman to O'Shaughnessy. Flips the hips, can't get around Aaron Howard. They'll stop them short at the 7-yard line. Oh, that's a difficult spot. They've really put them back closer to the 10.
I don't think they'll mind, though. They like that little bit more space to work in.
A little more space, less congestion. Offers an opportunity for Stegman. And the Irukandji to get another score on the board. Matt Barbara gets his 2nd of the day, and it's not even half-time. Irukandji take the lead back.
Again, just a great play design, giving plenty of room in the offense. Stegman's not missing those ones.
The little shoulder fake to the left, then the throw to the right. Matt Barbara found himself open on the line. Just had to walk it in over into the end zone. They're going to go for 1. It's fascinating to watch the tactics that are employed in this point after touchdowns. The Sun Devils opting to go for 2 each time. Irukandji putting 1 in the bank. If they can put 1 in here, they'll level it up. And they do. So that's Daniel O'Shaughnessy, secures the catch. It is all even here in this grand final of the Australian National Flag Football Championships.
It's the high-scoring game that we all wanted.
What a blast to watch. 2 minutes left. Our clock is not quite in time with the referee's clock, so just be aware of that as you watch the time ticking down. We probably have a little more time than expected. However, we know there's not much. Both teams going blow for blow at this stage. Sun Devils are going to take the field again. The Irukandji's defense, led by Brodie Robinson, are back out there.
Not quite sure what the referee's having a discussion, but it's a good long one.
Wondering what the weather's going to do, perhaps. It's been threatening to rain, but it's not going to rain. Touch wood. Certainly weather's caused havoc around the country. And so far we've had a very dry national championship. No wind at all, not a breath of it here, Tommy, which makes for great conditions for the quarterback as well. A little humidity in the air can help with that grip on the ball. Sounds counterintuitive, but a little humidity on the leather actually makes it a little more grippy.
A lot better than the 60 mils of rain that we're expecting.
Indeed. Here's Foley. Foley with the rugby league style pass. Goes to the right sideline. Receiver gets out of bounds. It's Mitchell Turner again. He's had more of the ball than anyone so far.
Under 2 minutes here. They're not going to rush just in case. They don't want Irukandji to have the ball back just before halftime.
Here they go, second down. Foley with the ball in his hands, and it's going through the hands of Mitchell Turner. That's uncharacteristic. Usually he can catch those rockets. It was an absolute dart by Foley. Usually Mitchell Turner secures those. So third down. Still 16 out from halfway. Got to get to halfway to get a fresh set of downs in flag football. The field is shorter than a full-scale American football field. And there are only 5 players on the field, so it makes for a fascinating game. We cannot watch to see it in the Olympics as Foley evades the rush, but ditches it to the dirt. Mitchell Turner went downtown, and I think Foley thought he was going to run the stick route and turn around to collect the ball. Didn't get to him. So a miscommunication brings up fourth down.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout from Irukandji if they get the ball back, just trying to preserve any time they do have.
Once again, our clock's not in sync with the referees, but we know there's less than 2 minutes left on the first half. Long snap, Foley overhead, catches, throws, makes the catch. It's Luke Edwards, the safest pair of hands in the Queensland Sun Devils so far. Gets over halfway, earns a fresh set of downs before halftime. What do you think's in the playbook now, Tommy?
Well, there's not long left, so I reckon a couple of shots deep would be my thought. Maybe Phil Kern might be flick it out wide. He's got a rocket arm too, so wouldn't be surprised if it does end up in his hands.
Mason Field at the snap. Foley catches, throws, and completes. That's Jaden Paludin with a catch.
One minute and running.
So 1 minute left on the clock. The Sun Devils with a chance to get the score up on their opposing Queensland side. Edwards tries the hip shake and bake. Doesn't get through. They'll stop it and take a timeout for the Irukandjis. And this is going to help them just settle the defense. They must make a stop. I think the Irukandji's whole entire goal on this drive is to stop the Sun Devils and go into the halftime sheds with scores level.
Yeah, that's it. If you can get in level, then it's a fresh game in the second half.
$14 apiece in the national championship game. It's been 2 days of competition leading up to this match. Queensland v Queensland. a repeat of the 2024 National Championship. And the national quarterback, Bart Foley, in control here, sends it up to the air. And of course, who else but Luke Edwards, the wide receiver, grabs it. That's his second touchdown of the day.
He's definitely the safest hands, especially with Brad Howard not featuring on offense. Getting Luke Edwards out and plenty of the ball.
Unbelievable catch under pressure as well. The separation is what gave him that advantage over the defender. Now they're going to go again for 2 points. Fascinating. They have not gone for one at any stage. Foley, confident. Takes the snap. Perfect snap too. Over the top and through the hands of just about everyone, but Edwards is there. Lurking in the backfield, Luke Edwards seals the deal, adds 2 to his touchdown, and puts the Queensland Sun Devils up more.
Bit of luck in this one, but sometimes the luck just goes your way. Flicks over the top. Luke Edwards sitting there waiting.
Just before halftime, the Queensland Sun Devils are up by 8 against the Irukandji, their fellow Queensland opponents. Irukandji, not much time left on the clock. Got to go quickly here through Stegman. Stegman over the top, down the middle. Finds Casey Allen. Finds Bessie. 11. They continue the drive. They've got to move this ball quickly, though. Stegman again, down the middle. That's too high for Shale Coranda. Just released it a little early, I think, in the face of oncoming pressure from the rusher, that is Casey Allen. Forced that throw early, and when you've got to get rid of the ball quickly, it can be more difficult to make the throw.
It just shows how important the rusher is in this game.
Third down for the Irukandji. Stegman wants to go long. He wants it all in one go. And that won't get there. Mitch Bessie, he's quick, but he's not that quick. About a body length ahead of him as he was being chased down by Max Cusson on defense. Great coverage by the Sun Devils.
He was wide open there. That's a miss from Stegman. Not too many times he's going to be missing targets like that.
You are watching the men's final of the Australian National Flag Football Championship for 2025. First half nearly in the books. Our clock's not quite correct, but we are close to half-time.
6 seconds, the referee's just yelled out.
6 seconds. Stegman, maybe 1, maybe 2 plays in it. Fakes the throw, continues the run, lofts it into the air. This is do or die, but it's picked off. Luke Edwards, the touchdown scorer for the Sun Devils, gets to it first, and that will take us to half-time. Well, what a fascinating first half. 2 quarterbacks going blow for blow. The Sun Devils 1 score up at this point. Tommy, what have you seen?
It's been as high octane as we thought, but a little bit surprised no Brad Howard on offense.
No Brad Howard on offense. He's featured on defense, but the Australian National Flag Football wide receiver we would expect to be on offense. Brad Howard may change things up and appear on offense later in the game. But right now we're at halftime and we've got our man Danny Webb on the sideline with the 2-touchdown scorer, Matt Barbara.
Great first half there, Matt. Incredible defense you're playing against. You managed to find the end zone twice.
Yeah. Really glad about that too. Score on the first 2 against them. Just happy about it.
Super tight game, down by 1 score. What's going to be the plan for the second half?
Just do what we do. Play the second half as best we can and win. Take it over.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you, Kate.
Thank you, Danny, and thank you to Matt Barbara, the double touchdown scorer who was injured last year and missed last year's national championship. Here he is back again, playing better than ever. We're at halftime here at the national championship game for Australian flag football. And we cannot wait for the second half. We'll take a short break and be right back with you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the National Championship game of the Australian Flag Football Tournament. This is the second day of 280 elite athletes have travelled down to Sydney to compete for the trophy, the National Championship trophy, and it's going to go back to Queensland one way or another in the men's. We're at halftime. It is the men's Queensland Sun Devils against the Irukandji. The Irukandji are the Northern Queenslanders. They're wearing the white. Maroon is the Sun Devils. And it's going to be Irukandji with Jared Stegman at quarterback to take first possession. Matt Barbara is brought down at the 15, but there's a flag on the play.
Bit of contact late there too. Might be getting a little bit chippy out there as it gets a little bit tighter.
Certainly, I think the contact is what caused the flag there. Matt Barbara replaces the ball. You can see number 7, Brad Howard, the all-star wide receiver for the Australian national flag team, is playing defense at the moment. He's a weapon on both sides of the ball, but in this game, it's rare. We've only seen him on the defense alongside his brother Aaron Howard, who had a massive defensive stop in the first half, caught the ball in the end zone to prevent the Irukandjis from scoring and keeping pace with them. Current score 22-13. Stegman, I think he forced the offside there. He's going to loft it long, and this is almost a free play. It is a free play. Flag was on the play. There was a false start by the defense, and unfortunately, Mitch Bessie couldn't handle it, couldn't bring it down to ground.
That's where Brad Howard, we say he's an elite wide receiver, but this is why he's elite on the defense as well, and he can cut across, and every chance he picks that off, if it wasn't a penalty already.
So here's Matt Barbara, fresh set of downs for the Irukandji. Matt Barbara at centre, trips right, 3 wide receivers. They go long, middle range. In fact, it's Mitch Bessie this time who secures the catch to move the sticks. Kate Allman here calling all the action alongside Tommy McMillan and Danny Webb, who is sidelined. Tommy, this has been a fascinating matchup so far. Still one score in it. The Irukandji just have to level it up here.
Yeah, definitely. They've got the pressure on. Just if they don't score, then Queensland Sun Devils.
Stegman throws it short. It's intercepted, tipped up into the air, and can't be brought down. Jaden Paludin almost had the interception, but he dropped it at the last moment. And every Queenslander, every Northern Queenslander had their hearts in throats there.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. The Queensland Sun Devils will be able to just put the pressure on the scoreboard and on the field.
Stegman, third down. Gets it to Matt Barbara, who's got work to do after the catch. He's stopped by Max Cusson on the defense. Gets to the 2-yard line. This is close to the end zone. 4th and short, 4th and goal.
Don't be surprised if we see a rugby-type pass here.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a side angle snap. Stegman gets it. He goes to the other quarterback, O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy throws it to Shale Karanda, the wide receiver, a star from last year who missed the championship due to injury, is back and scoring for the Irukandji.
It's the first real time that we've seen the second QB come into Irukandji's game, and it's worked off perfectly there.
Well, Shale Karanda, he was running out of bounds and managed to keep the mindset, keep the foot in, secure the catch. Just the ability to do that, the athleticism, so impressive. That's what we love about flag football, isn't it? It's got all parts of all the games we love. Bit of basketball, bit of baseball with the throw. They're going to go for 2 here. We see a little bit of tackle gridiron. This tackle quarterback is pretty good at the flag game. Can't secure the 2 points on the conversion, though. Was looking for Matt Barbara,
who was electric in that last game against South Australia as well. So not surprised that he's one of his favourite targets.
Well, you can see why the Irukandji might have wanted to go for 2. That would lessen the deficit, bring them up within 1 point of Queensland. As it stands, they're 3 points down. Sun Devils are going to take control here, and you just hate giving the ball back to Bart Foley. So Bart Foley, number 1 quarterback. Philip Kern, his backup, or number 2, often plays the lateral. Foley tried to go over the top to Mitchell Turner, but it's batted away. Really well done by Jack Boggs, who got to the quarterback, nearly the sack, but stopped the throw.
Yeah, that was huge by Boggs there. You could see that he was lining up that 7 yards, had his hand up to indicate that he was going to be the rusher, and got through with that kind of wide wingspan that he does have.
Mason Field at centre. Snaps to Foley deep in the end zone. He's just got to get rid of it. And Edwards gets there. Feet in. Completion. And the sticks are going to move all the way up to within 4 yards of halfway.
Again, being able to know where you are compared to the sideline and use your feet and keep your feet in bounds there, that's quite impressive.
So it's 3rd and 4 for the Queensland Sun Devils as they go back into the huddle. Irakanji being called upon to bring all sorts of defensive tricks out of their bag. Sun Devils march back out onto the field.
Not any rush, are they?
No, not at all. They're in the lead. They might want to keep winding this clock down. Field to snap. Foley, he's got O'Shaughnessy left, but he goes long and deep. He's got to find his man. Oh, my goodness me! What a catch! What a score! Mitchell Turner gets 6 points on the board, and the Sun Devils go up again.
Ooh, there's a late flag on the play, but you can see on this replay, the height that he was able to get with that jump is absolutely enormous. I'm not sure how you could defend that.
So while we were watching that replay, there was a flag thrown late. I think the touchdown might stand, though, as it looks to be on the defense. Mitchell Turner's score does stand. That incredible catch. He climbed an absolute ladder into heaven, didn't he?
To be able to hang there like he did while the ball was coming down, it's just incredible.
Well, I think that's it. The hang time, he's got to have some kind of AFL background. Don't have it in my notes, but certainly... Here comes the conversion, and Luke Edwards secures it for the extra point. Sun Devils looking dominant at this point, and those earlier 2-point conversions are really helping them extend the lead. They're now 10 points ahead, and that's a 2-score game. So just over 10 minutes left in this championship game, National Flag Football Championship. Stegman tapes the ball back. And he gets the reception, completion through Shale Coranda. A little bit of rain starting to fall now here at Blacktown International Sports Park. We've held it off all day. It's just a little bit of drizzle, which is going to be interesting in terms of the quality of passes, the accuracy. Most affected will be the quarterback. That's Jared Stegman, who's going to pop under centre now, possibly easier. Now walk back into the shotgun. Stegman drops back to throw. What a dart, and what a catch! Shale Coranda says, everything you can do, I can do it better. That's almost as good as the Mitchell Turner catch. Not quite as high above the head.
Especially with this rain starting to fall too, to be able to grip it like that in the middle of 2 with a fair bit of pressure, so great hands.
2 defenders draped all over him. Trips left now. Stegman's going to go quick in the face of the rusher. Here's Matt Barbara. He's got it. He's got 3. A hat trick for Matt Barbara in the national championship game.
He was pretty happy with his first 2. I think he'd be pretty happy with that one as well. You can see trips to the left just created a lot of space, and Barbara actually coming across from the right to take all that space.
Rain getting a little heavier now. It did not disturb that play between Stegman and Barbara, but they will take a little more time in the huddle here. They're going to go for 2, try to reduce the deficit. Interesting decision, because in the end, it's going to make it 27. That would be a 3-point deficit, and that's still a 2-score game. The double quarterback move. O'Shaughnessy has time to throw. He's got to get rid of it. He doesn't. He's sacked just in time. That's Casey Allen making the move, and that's going to be a turnover. So Queensland Sun Devils still 5 points up. Irukandji need a defensive stop now.
I can't see them again. They'll be taking their time. Bart Foley just controlling this game, trying to bring down as much time as they can, hopefully scoring, which will make it obviously there.
Would you call him a game manager, T-Mac?
Yeah, some might actually call him that, yeah, for sure.
Well, game managers are underrated because managers often win games. Double quarterback move. Foley receives it back. Now he's going to go long, and look who's there. Of course it is. He wrangles it down. With Brody Robinson draped all over him, Luke Edwards makes the catch, and they move it up to the 15-yard line.
Again, the double quarterback play. We haven't seen it as much as what I thought we would have, but great hands, especially, again, with this weather starting to pick up quite.
You can't see it on your screens at home, but what we're watching is certainly a drizzle that is increasing in intensity. The spot was much further back than what I thought, so they've got 17 yards to go to the end zone, but it is a first down. Tight formation. Brad Howard is back on offense. He's wearing the white headband and number 7. Rugby pass to the other quarterback. Second pass has got to come now. He's going to use his feet instead. He's got room to move all the way to the house. Touchdown, Sun Devils. I've called it, although the referee hasn't put the hands up yet.
Nah, just short.
I think they're just short. Wow, that was almost something amazing by Philip Kern, the quarterback that often double teams with Foley. He was inches short, though, wasn't he? They marked it, the 1. Second down and 1, so this gives them a lot of time, opportunity to score.
Again, that shows you where that double quarterback play, being able to rush if that nothing opens up for you.
Absolutely. Here's Foley. Kern. Foley in the way and inadvertently blocked. It creates room for Mason Field to score his first of the match. Queensland, again, 2 scores ahead.
Wide open. Nothing but a paddock in front of him, you can see. Just delayed the way he wanted to move and then just running into the field. Perfect.
Beautiful pop pass over the top. Defense went up, but they weren't quite tall enough. And here they are going for 2 points again. I love the aggression of the Sun Devils.
It's something that works for them, and they seem to stick with it.
They march up to the line of scrimmage. It's Philip Kern who's going to snap it. Playing centre now. Versatile athlete. Going for 2. Foley. Looked for Kern, but instead went to his favourite receiver. That's the first points we've seen scored by Brad Howard, but it was inevitable. Howard makes the 2 good. Sun Devils 38, Irukandji 25.
Need a quick reply here from the Irukandji. The time is starting to get away from them.
Just over 7 minutes left in this grand final. The game that will crown the 2025 national champions. Jared Stegman takes the field. Long drop back. Short throw. Barbara gets the completion. He's got yards after catch as well. Elusive as they come. Weaving like a moped through traffic. Takes the Sticks up to the 20. They're 5 yards short of the first down.
This game's very similar to the final last year where they came back and were able to get the ball back with only moments left.
Barbara at centre. Stegman under centre now. He likes a long drop back. Comes from the tackle form of the sport. Gets to Barbara. Those two always on the same page. They get the ball out and get the first down. Fresh set of downs coming up for the Irukandji. This is a nice drive led by Stegman. Got to keep it going. Should end in a score if they want to remain in this match. Stegman, rush coming. Gets rid of it, but gets it to the dirt. That's just too short for Shale Coranda. Good rush made there by the Sun Devils' Colin Kugler, who's a utility player and was part of the inaugural Australian flag team in the Asia Oceania Championship. Rain coming down heavily now, and you may not be able to see it on your screens, but certainly it's going to be affecting the players out there on the field.
I think that was the first sign that it's starting to affect the boys out there.
Short pass there. Stegman this time gets it to the hands of his receiver, Mitch Bessie.
I wonder if they'll use the same tactic that we had the women this morning with the Jew, with a ball on the side and keeping one ball dry and swap them in and out.
Well, that looks like what Seb Ruiz is doing, the coach of the Queensland Sun Devils. He's got a ball under his shirt. He's off camera right now, trying to keep them dry for the Sun Devils when they take the field again. Irakanji in possession right now. Tight formation. Stegman under centre. Long drop back again. Goes left. Finds his man. He gets out of bounds. Tyrese Paul with the reception.
You're right before, though. We need a score here if they are any chance.
Long huddle by the Irakanji. They're coached by Brendan McGurk. They're reaching deep into their playbook now. Chasing the game is not a position that you like to be in against the Sun Devils. 4th down, must score. Stegman runs left, throws with the right. It's intercepted. Here comes Jared Toshak. He's got to beat Stegman. Stegman has legs. Toshak, he gets all the way downfield. A really good defense by Stegman. What a turn of events. They're 3 yards out from the end zone.
Huge play there, and I think you can see by the he was off to the races there, but all the players have run onto the field to get around him. I think Queensland know that that is a big, big play for them.
Huge play. That can't be underestimated. And well done by Stegman, who after throwing the interception got back to defend, stopped the touchdown. But this gives the Sun Devils 4 plays to get through to the end zone. Sideways throw, snap to Kern. They get out of bounds at the 2. It's Mitchell Turner who took it over the sideline. 2nd down and goal.
They're not going to be any rush here. They're just going to take their time, let that clock just start to wean its way down.
Clock ticking. The Sun Devils huddle up again. And Foley at quarterback. Sideways snap. That gets to Kern. It gets to the hands of the receiver, Luke Edwards. And the referee's hands go up. It's a touchdown for the Sun Devils.
Great play there. You can see on the replay here, they love that sideways to Phil Kern, and then Kern just into the corner where only Luke Edwards could get it.
So the Sun Devils extend their lead in this national championship game. Just over 2 minutes to go. Our clocks are not quite in sync with the referees' clocks, but we know there's not much time left. They're going to try for a 1-point conversion here. Phil Kern, the double quarterback, he moves up to the line of scrimmage as Foley is going to take the snap, but Kern is there. Foley wants to waste time. Oh my goodness, they're going to play a bit of backyard pitch and catch. Here they go, playing with all 3 quarterbacks now. Kern finally sends it long. Edwards is there. Didn't bring it down. I think he had a foot in, but didn't have control. And that was an exciting maneuver. It certainly helped to wind the clock down, and that's what the Sun Devils would like. Giving it back to Stegman with not much time on the clock is even still a dangerous move. Jared Stegman, for your information, member of the Bayside Ravens gridiron team and a premiership-winning team. They were behind in the grand final at the end of last year, and they managed to come back with very little time on the clock to win it against the Brisbane Rhinos. As we watch a timeout being taken by the defense. In fact, it won't be. They will play on. Stegman, who can bring teams back from the brink, sends it forward. Reception made by Tyrese Paul. They move the sticks. Time expiring on this national championship game. Stegman's got to go long. He wants it all in one go. He can't get him. Daniel O'Shaughnessy, it went through the fingertips, did all the work, but couldn't bring it in.
That was just a flick of the wrist there. And he's thrown it every bit of 40 yards, 50 yards.
What a throw by Jared Steckman, one of the most decorated tackle gridiron players in the country. Has played around the world in Europe. The tackle format of the game is usually his preference, but he's turned his attention to flag and really made a name for himself in this championship. Here he goes again, Tyrese Paul with another completion. Moves the stick slightly. It's not going to do it, though. It'll be 4th and long. Matt Barbara back at centre. 4th down. Must convert. Stegman with the championship slipping from their grasp. That'll do it. Chown James makes the reception. Completed, and they go to another set of downs. So our clock has expired, but as a reminder, that is not the clock on the referee's watches. We'll keep you updated. We know there's not much time left. There's a first down here for the Irukandjis. They would need to score on this drive and then go back and make a defensive stop.
Everything would have to go right for them right now.
Here they go, Stegman. Long ball to the end zone. It's picked off, Brad Howard. Australian wide receiver, here he is as a defensive back in the championship game. Takes a knee in the end zone, and that just about seals it for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, definitely. I think it wouldn't be surprised if we see a victory formation here from the Sun Devils. Huge there from Brad Howard. We haven't seen much of him, especially on the offensive side, but coming up big on the defense with a pick there.
So the Sun Devils are going to take the ball. They'll take possession. Victory formation here. And Foley happy to take a knee. This is interesting. Why would you take a knee if someone's going to rush up on you and take the flag anyway? It's the same difference. I've never considered it that way. The rushers are definitely coming up. Adric McLeod making his presence known. So victory formation. The Sun Devils of Queensland prepare themselves to take the championship trophy for the 2nd year running. The rushers immaterial now. And there it is. The full-time whistle sounds here in Sydney at the Australian 2025 National Championship. Queensland Sun Devils take the win. Well, it's been a huge couple of days. 8 men's teams battled it out for this championship game. 2 remained at the end of the day, Championship Monday, and it was 2 teams from Queensland that made their way all the way to the top. They didn't quite make it further than last year, the Irukandji, but they really put up a battle. Sun Devils, in the end, go back-to-back in the National Championship of flag football. They are your 2025 National Flag Football Champions. Well, T-Mac, it went the way we expected. Not entirely to script in the first half, but the ending inevitable.
It was in the end, yeah. We were hoping for a bit of a tighter game, but I think it showed in the end just the quality that the Sun Devils does have on both offense and defense. To have Brad Howard not play, he played 1 offensive snap and he caught the ball. The fact that he didn't play most of the game is kind of blows my mind.
It's blown us all away, hasn't it? As the teams shake hands, they celebrate the win. It's going to be quarterback Bart Foley that lofts the trophy once more. They embrace so many stars on both those teams. Jared Stegman obviously put up a valiant effort, but one of the stars of the Australian national flag football team. We love watching him. We love hearing from him. He is one of the veteran players in this flag football scene. It's Brad Howard, and he's with Danny Webb.
First of all, Brad, congratulations. Second in a row, National Championship. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, very relieved at the moment to get the win, but super pumped. Obviously, really tough final to finally get the win, and even our semi-final as well. The Vicks really took it up to us. It was a great effort. So it's, like I said, reward for effort. There was a bit of, I was unsure if I was even going to get down here after what was going on back home. So I'm pumped I was able to actually get down here and get a few games in and get the victory.
And in this second half, you really managed to pull away. What was the game plan there?
Like I said before, we always just focus on trying to execute what we do well, and then once we, if we can get a lead and get up early, then that obviously makes the opposition try to go away from what they want to do normally, and then we try and get some picks and that sort of stuff once in that situation. So it all played out how we wanted to in the end.
Perfect, mate. Once again, congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate with your team.
All right, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, and big congratulations to Brad Howard and his Sun Devils. They are your 2025 Australian National Champions. We'll leave you with pictures of the celebrations. I'm going to go down and present the medals, and the YouTube stream will continue. We'll say goodbye for now from commentary, but stay with us. We've got the Women's Championship game coming up next. Here at the Australian National Flag Football Championships. Can I get a big round of applause for the teams that have just played in that National Championship game? I think you'll agree with me, it was absolutely electric. These two Queensland teams, if you don't know the history, welcome into the world of flag football. It's a fascinating one, and I encourage you to join us. These two teams met last year. The Irukandjis were a hybrid mix last year of the Northern Territory up against, with Queensland mixed in, up against this Sun Devils team. There have been a few changes to the teams, but the core is still there, and it's clear the depth of talent in Australia, and in particular in Queensland, is so deep. It was a really close match, and I want to congratulate both teams, including the Irukandji, who put up a magnificent fight today. Let's give them a round of applause. Now we are only going to present medals to the winners today. It is brutal, that is the game. And of course, this whole tournament has been a really important step towards LA in 2028. Get on board. It is an Olympic sport. and it's going to be one of the most electric to watch. So ensure you stay with us on the road to LA. I'm going to ask the coach of the Queensland Sun Devils, the championship winners, to come on up, Seb Ruiz, to present these medals. Thank you, Seb. I'll get you to call out the names and present. So I think you just come over here for a photo. Do you want them over here for a photo? Great job.
Appreciate it.
Nailed it.
Great commentary.
I saw you out there. I saw you working. Yeah, I was there for sure. But I'll get you to stay up here. Thank you, Seb. A big round of applause again for the coach of the national championship team. Now I have the captain here, Bart Foley, quarterback. You're outstanding, and we've seen you over the years do so much for this game, so thank you, Bart. Congratulations. You now get to present the shield to your team, the 2025 National Flag Football Champions, Queensland Sun Devils. Come on in for a photo. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 national champions. Thank you again to Queensland. Thank you to American Football Australia and all of our partners. We'll get a few more photos, get both Queensland teams in here. And if you are sticking around, make sure you do. There is a women's match coming up next that's going to be electric. Let's hear it one more time for Queensland. Thank you, Queensland. Thank you, Irukandjis. Thank you, Sun Devils. Guys, don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. There is a women's national championship game up next. It is New South Wales against Queensland. The rivalry we know and love. These two teams played each other last year, and they're going back again to the final. Last year, Queensland had it up on New South Wales, but yesterday, New South Wales beat Queensland. That's the history. That's what you have to look forward to. Stay tuned.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know if, when I was